Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Right now we have Congressman Ryan Zinke from the great state of Montana, former military guy. And actually, let's follow up with what we were just talking about. Congressman, your thoughts about where things are headed with Iran, first of all. We were just talking about the movement, the satellite showing movement, apparently, with these nuclear sites that we hit in the first strike. What are we doing?
Yeah, this is where we are. And I mostly agree with Bill. I love Bill, by the way. But this is where we're at. There can be no nukes. There can be no nuclear material. There cannot be an arsenal of destruction, and the Straits of Hormuz has to be open. I've talked to almost every ambassador from the region, and all are united. And this is unique, because this is not my first rodeo, and I've fought over there. I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Iraq. I've been the Special Forces commander in Iraq. Is that the Muslim Brotherhood of Nations? I'm not talking the Muslim Brotherhood itself, but the Muslim Brotherhood of kings and monarchs and nations are all united against Iran on these issues. And if you think that President Trump, this is a test of will. And I will say this, when I was a Special Forces commander, what we did is we put the top 52 on a deck of cards, and we issued them, and we started to target them. You know what? And they got the message. And during our wonderful 250th, I saw a message go overhead for 2 days. It was United States air power, and that was a clear message to Iran. It was a brilliant show of our heroes who fly them and our citizens who make them and maintain them. But I tell you, that was a message. And Iran has a choice. This is not a war of choice for America. This is a war of choice for Iran. They have a choice because there can be no peace with a nuclear-armed Iran, period.
Yeah, I agree. It's non-negotiable. Also, before we let you go, Congressman, Lindsey Graham, who I know you knew and loved like we did, your thoughts about this just really stunning news of what took us all by surprise this weekend?
It was by surprise, and I think we're blessed by how much he did while in service. This is a man, you knew where he stood. And, this is a man who was a patriot, who loved his country, was an advisor to the president, a close friend, certainly a friend of mine. But more importantly, a friend of our nation. So it is a loss. But I tell you, I was grateful for every moment I spent with him. And I think our nation should be grateful for every moment he was on the front line.
He was a military guy, too, as you know, Congressman. Air Force Reserves, National Guard. Tony Carbonetti's with us. We were talking earlier about, when I think of Lindsey Graham, what an amazing American story. Growing up in a single family house, a single room behind a bar. They literally had one room where they all grew up in. His parents died at a very early age. He officially adopted his sister, Darlene, who is now going to serve in that position. What are your thoughts, just about this moment and how beautiful that his sister is filling that void?
You know what? It's a classic American story on our 250th. But also, when a loss of such a patriot, I think we should take a moment to reflect, why he was a patriot. Because he did believe in his country, because he believed in a strong America. And I think, while he is gone, he is not forgotten at all. And I think that's a tribute to how strong we are as a country. But, obviously, a day of sorrow for a patriot that is no longer on the front lines. But as a former SEAL, I thank him for his service. As also running SealPact.org, and we support young conservative military to get on the front line of Congress and serve again. And he was one of our champions. It was sealed back. He always was very strong in the military and very strong in military leadership.
Yeah, for sure. He is going to be
Congressman,
missed.
can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah,
I'm sure
Michael
nobody
Cohen.
has ever asked you before. It's extremely, extremely important. How accurate was Yellowstone? And did you have a rodeo when you were a kid?
All right.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Are you ready?
Yeah, please.
Yellowstone.
I'm addicted
I've
to
got
it.
to know Kevin
It's a good
Costner. It's Yellowstone. The show is well acted. It's well produced. The writers are great. It's a drama set in Montana, John, just like Star Wars is a drama set in space.
Yeah, but how
Now,
realistic? How realistic
You know
is
what?
it?
You can't lie about the scenery. The setting, the scenery is absolutely
I want to move
beautiful.
there. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, who was that? Steinbeck? Was it Steinbeck who said, what's the famous phrase? Montana, I love, right? I like these other
And
states.
Congressman,
I got a
did you have
text
a
from-
rodeo?
I got a text from a famous doctor in New York City, Paul. Is it Paul? Dr. Stieg, Stieg, and he was in Montana, and it looked beautiful on Saturday.
And a rodeo, it's any sport that begins with a prayer and a pledge. I can tell you, I'm all in.
Wow.
Rodeo is just one of these great American sports, very family orientated, and certainly, as a matter of fact, it's Montana's now or state sport.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well,
we love you. Thank you,
Congressman, we got to move on. We got to go to South Carolina and get the scoop on what's going on in South Carolina from the GOP chair over there. And his name is what? Drew
McKissick, who's
McKissick.
coming up, and he's joining us after the break. Congressman, thank you so much.
And we're going to come.
Always a
We're going to come
pleasure,
to
guys.
Montana
Keep
real
the
soon.
faith.
Yeah, big sky or bust.
Thanks, yeah.
Thank you, Congressman.